In this demo, I will be giving an overview of the new release of Boris Continuum Complete for Adobe After Effects. BCC is at version 7 now. It is re-engineered from the ground up on the 64-bit platform to take advantage of the new Adobe CS5 64-bit version. 64-bit processing allows us to further increase performance and the amount of memory that we can use for image processing. Every filter in the BCC package is either multi-threaded or OpenGL accelerated for top rendering speed. BCC 7 is also host to many new filters, which range from image restoration and grading tools to stunning 3D effects. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these new filters. The first one I want to show you is the BCC 3-way color grade. Now this filter gives you professional level digital color grading tools that were once the exclusive realm of high-end and very expensive proprietary color grading systems, such as Lustre or DaVinci. While most color correction filters let you adjust hue, brightness, saturation, and simple RGB values, the 3-way color grade is special because it lets you adjust separately the shadows, midtones, and highlights of your image via the industry standard lift, gamma, and gain controls. So we have these 3 color wheels here, and each one can be controlled independently. Each one also has its own reset button and the ability to be turned off to see what the image looks like without that particular effect. So I can adjust the color balance here. I want to put some more blue into the image. It's a bit too yellow, you know, sister golden hair, well, not anymore. And I can also adjust the gain for each of these color wheels. And I can fine-tune that change with the secondary slider below it here. It's pretty nice. Let's change some of these shadow areas in here. And let's do some more changing to the gain as well. Okay, so we've taken out some of that yellow, and this is good. I'm going to save what I've done here as a preset and show you what we're going to do with that later. Okay. Now I want to isolate the effect to just her face. So we're going to use one of the built-in masks that come with the tool. And the best one for the human face is the egg shape. Now this mask has been designed to fit most human faces, and it does so quite well. You can see how easily I can reshape the mask using the on-screen controls, which are very responsive. Now if I want to get a clear image of what this mask looks like, I can change the view mode here. So we can see the mask is kind of an oval shape right now. I can adjust the eggness of the shape with this slider here. I can increase or decrease the feathering, and I can control the feathering bias, all with on-screen controls. Now if you don't like on-screen controls for some reason, you can change all these things with sliders as well. Okay, so that's just to give you an idea, but let's see what I'm actually doing to the image here. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's open this up a little, increase the feathering a tad, maybe decrease it there, and let's bring in the bias and spread it out. Alright, now you can see that this mask fits her face exactly correct. Alright, so let's keep that the way it is. Now you notice there's nothing being done to the outside mask region. Well, we have separate controls to color grade the outside of the mask, and because I saved that preset earlier, I can just load that preset and get a perfect match between the 2 regions. This is going to make changing the background much faster, because now I can just tweak it a little bit, leave the face untouched, but adjust the background. Okay, so we have a nice filtered image here. Now, in addition to the masking tool, the filter also lets you select key modes. So if I wanted to, I could actually select her skin color and then have the effect applied just to her skin that way, or just to a background color. So this filter is really your one-stop color grading tool for whatever you want to do with it. And here we have a shot of a bridge in London, which was shot during the day. And just to give you another idea of what you could use this filter to do, let's make it look like it was shot day for night. So I'm just going to take the gamma way down there, and even without really doing a lot more to it, I can get a pretty good looking day for night effect. Alright, and if I wanted to, I could throw some more like red in there, maybe more of a sunset kind of look. All right, so that is a brief look at the three-way color grade. The next new filter I want to show you is BCC Noise Reduction. Now, anyone that's used a video camera has seen video noise before. That's this sort of grainy look that you get in areas that are poorly lit, like in shadows. Now, there's one way you could try to reduce the noise, which is to blur the image. So let's try that first and see what it does. Okay, well, we've gotten rid of the noise, but we've also reduced the usefulness of the image because now it's all blurred. So let's not try a blur. Let's use noise reduction instead. Okay, now check this out. The noise has been reduced. Actually, it's pretty much gone, but we've maintained the detailed contrast and all of the shadows in our image. So to really show the difference before and after, I'm going to use this built-in compare mode. The compare mode by itself is also pretty fun because you can just slide the effect pre and post in your image and see it that way. Okay, anyway, here we go. Now check this out. Look at all that noise there, and on this side, it's gone. Not only that, but we've maintained the texture in the darkened shadow areas without having to blur it too much. So this looks so much better. In fact, I can tell you from experience, I have used this filter on wedding footage that was poorly lit, and it saved my life. Well, saved footage anyway. Here's another compare mode side by side, in case you want to look at it more of a big picture sort of thing. And again, you can see a much nicer image on the right here. The next new filter I want to show you is BCC Lens Blur. This filter emulates the bokeh effect of a real lens. If we go into this clip here, okay, now look at the highlights in the background of the image. That's bokeh. That's when the highlights of an image are blown out of focus, and take on the shape of the shutter leaves in the camera's iris. So that's the look we're going for with BCC Lens Blur. Let's go into this clip here. Now there's lots of nice highlights in this image. So I'm going to enable the Lens Blur filter and check it out. We have nice overblown highlights with the lens shape applied to it. Now you can control the shape of the iris with, again, on-screen controls or manually with the sliders and pop-ups here. You can get different types of shapes. You can adjust the shading and curvature of the shape depending on what kind of look you want to achieve. You can even increase the bokeh shading to change the type of lens effect you are getting, like a cadiotropic lens. Okay, so you can even add noise to the lens blur to give it more of a, actually shot on film kind of look, which is something you'll probably want to do. And once you get this filter, I am pretty sure you will want to use it whenever you can, because it's a really nice looking effect. Another great feature about the lens blur effect is the ability to use depth of field. Now, depth of field refers to the amount of distance covered by your camera's focal range or in focus zone. Now, one thing we're going to do is a rack focus. Now, anyone who has gone to film school probably knows what a rack focus is, probably a little too well. But anyway, it's when you shift the focus from background to foreground or vice versa. As you can see that effect happening here. And the way it's done is by using a Z-map, which is an artificial distance map. And you can use an actual computer-generated image for your Z-map or just the luminance values in your clip. And you get a really nice looking rack focus by just animating the focal point. You can adjust the depth of field here, so I can make it wider or narrower, and then get the effect accordingly. Again, it is a little bit overdone, but at the same time it's overdone for a reason, because it looks really nice when it's done appropriately. So that is another great feature of Lens Blur.